Hey, 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 it's Janelle here, coming to you from my backyard again before it starts storming. And I figured I would give you a little bit of insight around what's going on, because there's been a lot of chatter inside of my brain around why we choose certain behaviors and why when someone says, you know, you're beautiful, you're nice, whatever the case may be, you doubt it. Or you question why would they say that to you. Now, the thing is that you don't tell them that, right? You kind of keep it to yourself. It's like the external of what we're looking at, right? The water is great, but if you look over here, right, it's dark and stormy. So internally, you're doing, well, I'm not that, or I'm not this, or whatever. Why would they say that? You know, but you don't let the other people know around you how you actually feel. And what it's doing is, for all of those things that you want and you're desiring for and you're praying for, what occurs is that it's a miss signal. You're not aligned with what it is that you're actually saying you want. And so when you're not aligned internally with the thing that you're saying that you want, it won't show up. It will not show up. It can't. It's like it's like a counterproductive thing. So let me give you a circumstance. So let's say tomorrow you go to the store and the store clerk tells you, you know, your hair is great. And you're like, oh my God, no, it's horrible today. You know, whatever. You're sending out that missed signal with the universe. Hey, Victoria. So I want to take a couple questions with this, because I think that this will help clear up a lot of things and help you get focused on what it is that you actually want, and actually get it. See, the thing is that you can do all of the intentions, all the prayers, you can focus, but until you address that internal programming of why it is that you feel the way that you do, then you're not going to come to fruition the things that you actually do want. So, like I said, for example, if you're thinking that I'm no good with money, and someone says, oh, you know, look at how successful you are in business, then you will counteract your profits. If you're, let's say, you know, whatever, you look in the mirror, you're like, okay, I look decent today, I'm going to go out. But when someone compliments you about how nice you look, you say, yeah, I just threw it together. And you don't really internally, what you're telling yourself internally that they don't hear is, I felt sloppy today. I didn't feel pretty enough. Why would someone say that to me? My mom never said that to me, or whatever else in the background that you have going on. What occurs is that program weighs more in the universe's eyes, or what you know, weighs more than what it is that you're actually seeking. Okay, yeah, okay, so totally, yes. Okay, so this does go into losing weight. It's really interesting. Or, you know, so, if, let's say, if let's say you're a healer, for example, this is a great thing. So I'm glad you brought it up, Victoria. So if you're a healer, for example, and, let's say you've been very empathic your whole life, and, when you go into the healing world, what happens, even if you choose to do it as work or it's just part of who you are, either way, the act of being seen out in public or being seen that way is a vulnerability. So the tendency for most light workers and healers and empaths is to eat to protect themselves, and to eat because the whole world feels too much for them. And so what you're doing is you're telling the universe, yes, I want this. Yes, I feel that. But in the counterproductive, you're saying, no, I don't want it, because you won't allow yourself to feel. And it's partly too conditioning, because there wasn't a roadmap for that coming up, meaning that you were taught to stuff your feelings, that you were taught to, just be quiet, hush up, you really don't feel that way. And so you condition yourself to deny it as an empath. And so in order to release that feeling of stuckness, you eat. And so that's the bottom line right there with the food. And empaths, I find it either that or they have addiction issues, because the energy is so intense that they can't deal with it. So I hope that helps. I know a lot of empaths struggle with the weight issue. Okay, so oh, that's a good point, Victoria. So yeah, the worry of judgment and how other people think is a great big thing that most people, especially healers and empaths, struggle with, because for so long it was deemed as like, oh my God, whatever, and judged. So this is one of those things where if you go into it, right, and you have that belief that you're going to get judged, you need to address the issue of being judged first before you go into practice. Otherwise, you'll sabotage yourself. Making sense? I know, it's really wild to think, but what you will do is, if you go into practice and you don't deal with that judgment as you're going into your practice, you will sabotage yourself, and then your belief will become, see, I couldn't do it. They thought I was silly. I was right. So you have to first deal with your belief around the judgment. So where did it come from? When did you start that? Is it a past life issue? Where did your family judge you? Or where did you experience some great deal of judgment? And then you can move forward and progress from there. But if you first don't address that, then you will never get off of the ledge. Because here's the thing. I was just talking about this with a client the other day, and this is really important for you guys. One, there's two things. One, they don't ever dangle a carrot in front of your face. And when I mean a carrot, I mean like the image that I always get is like the horse with a carrot in front of its face. Like it's always moving and the horse is always trying to catch up. They don't ever do that to us. If you're seeing it, or if you're connected to it, and if it inspires you in some way, it's meant for you to create or do or be. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the level, and this is really important too. If to look at the level of fear that you have, okay, and this is sort of like a measurement thing. Look at the level of fear that you have, and the magnitude of the fear that you have and the roadblock that you have is the magnitude of the gift on the other side of it. So listen to me when I say that. It's really interesting. So the magnitude of the fear that you have based in proximity to the thing that you're wanting to get or create or be, that's the level at which you're supposed to experience the gift. And not moving through, it's moving through the fear in order to get to the thing on the other side. It's not, the thing is that we always go, well, I have to struggle through it, or I have to work it out, or just make the decision to work it out. Just make the decision. Yes. So, yes. Yes. That's what yes. So it's the thing about Yeah, so true. So the reward will be great if you face it and just move through it quickly. And I'm not saying be dismissive or anything like that, but the hesitation that you're in around the fear is limiting the experience that you get to have on the other side. It's crazy, but it's true. I'm glad that you got that, Victoria, because that's going to be a huge moment for you. I'm so happy that you got that. So if you're hearing me correctly, what I'm saying to you is that the longer that you hesitate and dance around with that fear and analyze it and put it back on and put it back off and do whatever you're doing, is the longer that it's going to take you to get to the gift on the other side of that fear. But if you move fast and you act quickly and you just make the decision, then the reward will be that. It will be swift and quick and amazing. So I'm going to turn my camera around just so you guys can see me. Hey! I figured you'd enjoy the water view for a little bit, but it was really important for me to bring that to you today, because I know a lot of people are stuck in, why did I choose that? Or why did I make that decision? Or why did I go down that path? Or whatever the case may be. Or why are you still stuck in fear? That's a great thing. Or why do I still have doubt or view myself as broken, or whatever the case may be, however you view yourself internally. And in my mastermind this week, we talked about that very thing, about dangling the carrot, and also the measure of the fear, right? Because in my view, no one ever talks to you about what the measure of the fear is. And you feel it when you're in it, right? But no one ever tells you that the measure of the fear that you're experiencing is as great as the reward. So, the quicker that you move, the faster that you move, the more precise your decision is, the faster that they can move what you want to you. So, also that brings up the vulnerability. So it's important that you just acknowledge it. And I'm not saying to push away your fear. It's really important that you honor your fear and honor where it's coming from so that you can make that decision. But what I find with most intuitives and most empaths and healers and such is that we tend to just drag things out for eons of time. And oh my God, if I slave and toil and maybe it will go away. No. It just decide. Just know what it is. Know what the fear is. Okay, great. Aha, move. Bam. It doesn't mean that you don't ever get to this place of like, I mean, you can get to the place where, oh my God, it's great. But what I'm saying is I have the belief that I don't ever want to stop learning about myself. I don't ever want to stop understanding the complexity of who I am as a soul. And that's my truth. I love to learn, and that's how I am. It makes me great at what I do, but I'm sort of unusual that way. But I don't like to stay in process, meaning I don't like to stay stuck in a cycle too long. So I'm very fast on my feet, very quick, very quick. So I hope that helps you guys this week coming up, and gives you some more insight about what you're going after and what you're trying to accomplish. A couple of things coming up for me this week are in the Clear Lake, I think it's actually in Friendswood. I'm doing a talk on goals for business women or women in general in Friendswood, and it's on my page, on my personal page. I'm glad that it literally helped you with that piece of your journey. It's really important. Don't drag your feet, because you're only not honoring yourself. Don't honor the struggle. The struggle isn't the reward. It's just the theory that we have around life is if I struggle really hard, and then it will be worth it. That's not the case. So, the other things coming up is I have my Costa Rica retreat. If you're interested in that, definitely book an appointment with me and I'll talk to you about it. And I have Mastermind ongoing right now. And I have 2 different masterminds. I have 6 weeks and 6 months. So if you're interested in doing that with me, don't hesitate. Go ahead and book the time with me and we'll talk about it. And I also have private. But so what I'm focusing on in Costa Rica is all about relationship, both relationship to yourself, how you view yourself, and how relationships occur in your life, and how that's affecting your income, how that's affecting all your decisions. So it's going to be a 4-part series. So I'm covering 2 parts in two different days. So it's 2 days. That is going to be amazing. So if you're interested in that, definitely book with me. Book a time to talk with me, and I'll share all about it. If you're wanting to do mastermind, I highly recommend it. We cover a lot of content. That's the thing about me that I think most people don't know, is how much content I put into what I do. It is so much information. Like your head isn't spinning afterwards. It just is like conversation like now, but there's a lot of information. So if any of those interest you, I encourage you to book a time with me, because what happens is that we build an intimate relationship and you're really supported in your journey. So, hey Jen, hey Meg, let me go through and hey Sandy, hey Misty, hey Karen, Rachel, Erica, Dean, and Heather. So, anybody have any questions for me before I go? Counting down. It's Chinese New Year, Year of the Dog. It's going to be fantastic and fun. Who's ready? I am. So, all right. Well, if that's all for today, then I am going to be out. You're so welcome, Victoria. Also, go check out my audios, because if you like all of my lives, you're going to like the audios that I have too. It's a download of all of my classes that I've taught for 25 years in a library, and you just get to stream them on your computer. They're freaking amazing. So that was my labor of love for you guys, and also there's a private Facebook in there too. Private Facebook group that you can join, where I give you like weekly readings and forecasts about what's going on for the week, which is my favorite thing to do, because I like to give you insight about what's going to occur, so that you can be prepared for it. Any questions before I go? 1, 2. Oh yeah, see my Valentine's nails? Yep. Next month I will be in Costa Rica for the whole entire month, working from there, so you will see me live there, which is going to be oh so fun and amazing. My son gets to go to school there, which is even better. All right, so I wish you a great Saturday. Happy New Year, Year of the Dog. Think about dog loyalty and what? Unconditional love. All right, bye-bye. I'll see you soon.